Hey guys, welcome back to Joanne's Learning Hub. Today we'll be revising spreadsheets by using the software MS Excel. Before we start, I request you all to please press the like button and subscribe to my channel. So let's get started. MS Excel is a spreadsheet software that is used to format, organize and calculate data in a spreadsheet. It's widely used for data management, analysis, and visualization in different industries like finance, accounting, engineering, and even education. Hence, it is very useful in our daily lives, be it in academics or our professional careers. So, what exactly is a spreadsheet? A spreadsheet is a 2D table which is split into rows and columns. And a spreadsheet cell can contain numbers, text, or formulae. So, how do we create a new spreadsheet in MS Excel? We click on New and then click on Blank Workbook. So, our blank workbook opens up. Now I'll be using sample sales data to show you different features of MS Excel. Now you must remember rows run horizontal and columns run vertical. We have some arithmetic operators like addition, we use the plus symbol, subtraction we use the minus symbol, for multiplication we use the asterisk symbol, division uses forward slash, and for indices we use the caret symbol. So now in this data I want to maybe add total price column. So this is total price column that I am adding, and in this column I'll be multiplying the quantity multiplied by the unit price. So we'll begin with the equal to sign. So equal to, then click on this cell, asterisk symbol, and then unit price cell. Enter. And if it doesn't automatically go to all the columns, you have to click on the drag handle and then drag it all the way till the bottom. But here it has automatically put data for all the cells, which is 245 values. Now talking about formulae and functions. Now both formulae and functions, they begin with an equal to sign. Formula is user defined, which means you can use arithmetic operators, what we discussed right now, to create formulas, whereas functions are predefined in Excel. So now we'll be talking about functions like sum, average, maximum, minimum. Then there is the count function, counter, countif, and so on. So now I'll do the sum of the total price column. So I'll go to the bottom of this column and again both start with equal to sign. So equal to sign and then sum, open bracket, and then select the values throughout the column. Better not to choose the column header, so we will be choosing from the second. Then close the bracket. Remember to close the bracket and then click on enter. And so this is our sum. You may be asked to round as well. So if you have to round this sum, I'll copy it down. Before the sum, add round, then comma, so it will use the value of the sum, and I want it to 0 decimal places, so it will round to a whole number, and it has rounded to a whole number. Next up, I'll move to the quantity column. And suppose I want to calculate the minimum, maximum and the average quantity ordered. So if I want to calculate average, equal to sign, average, open bracket, again same process, select all the values, better not to select the header, then close bracket, enter. So this is our average. Then I want to calculate the minimum quantity ordered and the maximum quantity ordered. So equal to sign, min, min, that's the short form for minimum, and then open bracket, again select all the values, close bracket, enter. Okay, so the minimum is 20. Now I'll calculate the maximum as well. So equal to max, open bracket, again select, close bracket, enter. So our maximum value is 306, minimum is 20. Now I'll show you how we use the counter and countif function. So I'll be using the product column now. So counter is used for counting text values, and it will count all the cells within a range that are not empty. So it will count numbers also and even text, but the count function only counts numbers. So that's something important you need to remember. So now I want to calculate the number of products. So equal to counter, open bracket, select all the text, values, close bracket, enter. So 244. Now we'll use countif function. So what exactly is this countif function? How is it different from count and counter? So the countif function has the range and the criteria as well. So in this given range, you will give a certain criteria. Suppose if I choose the whole range first, then comma, and I only want the ones which have caret. So you can either select caret, so it will take this value. If I close the bracket and click on enter, it will give me the number 64. If I do the same thing, yes, equal to countif, open bracket, selecting comma, and I specifically in double quotation write caret, close bracket, enter. It will give me the same value. So whether you click on the value you want or you type out the value, it will give you the same result. So these were all the main functions. So I'll even show you all how to use the count function. Count won't work with text values. So if you try to use the count in the product column, so like count, bracket, and if you select text values, close bracket, it won't work. But if you use the same thing in a numerical column, so equal equal to count, open bracket, this will be I245. It will give me 244, which is the same as what we got the result of count R. Now we'll be looking at the VLOOKUP function. So let us imagine that this category column is hidden. So if you want to hide a column, the question may ask you to do so. Just right click, you will get the option of hide. So hide it. And I will add a new column called category practice. And I'll be looking up, I have all my products here, so which of these products fall under which category. So this is the table, the external data. It can, here it's in a second sheet, it can even be in a separate window. So either way the formula will remain the same. So equal to sign, both formula and function start with an equal to sign. So equal to VLOOKUP, then the lookup value, select the product, so in this case it's carrot, comma, then go to your external data, select the data, then add comma. Now we can see it's the second column we need, so 2, comma, and then false. Close bracket and click on enter. It's called VLOOKUP because we are seeing the table vertically and we are comparing it column wise. HLOOKUP is horizontal lookup, so it will be seeing row wise. So that's the difference between VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. Right. So now we've got NA. And if you see very carefully, I wonder if you all have guessed it. If you look at the formula in the formula bar, here it was A1 to B10. Here it became A2 to B11. The third, it became A3 to B12. So as you can see, it's increasing as it was copied down. So in such cases, if you don't want the range to change, here's when absolute cell referencing comes in handy. So what's the difference between absolute cell referencing and relative cell referencing? In relative cell referencing, it's the usual range, so A3, B12, whereas if you use absolute cell referencing, you're using the dollar symbol. So the dollar symbol will come before the letter and even before the number of the cell. So it will lock the value of the particular cell. So what should we do? We will be putting dollar before the letter A, dollar before the number 1, dollar before the letter B, and dollar before the number 10. So we have locked this range. We do not want the value to shift from this range. And now if I click on enter, all of them will come because all of them have the fixed range. Now let's talk about conditional formatting. So conditional formatting, you can see the option in the home tab. So you can add new rules. So suppose I want to add conditional formatting in the city column. Only the ones which are in maybe New York. So select the city column. Then click in home tab, conditional formatting, new rule. Format only cells that contain, and then format only cells with the cell value. Instead of between, we'll say equal to, and make sure you're writing just the same spelling as what's in the data. So N capital New, Y capital York. And then, so as you can see here, there's no format set, so you click on format. Then you can go to fill, add any color, suppose we add blue, then click on OK. So it will look like this. Okay, so now we can see the ones with New York, they are colored. So this is conditional formatting. Now in the paper they often ask to format like add header, footer, or change the layout to portrait or landscape. So suppose we need to add header, footer, just go to the search bar and add header, footer. Go to the top and you can add your name, center number, candidate number, whatever the question has asked you. You can even add page numbers or the file path, the file name, anything. You can also, now if we go to normal view and go to page layout tab. So you can choose whether your page layout must be landscape or portrait. Depending on the question, they usually ask you to do this before you put your data for print. Okay, so then you may also be asked to sort and filter. Now if we go to the top of our data and we want to sort our, we'll just add filters to all of them. So home, we have the option of sort, filter, and add the filters. And based on this, now in the city, for example, you can choose the ones which have New York only. So only these ones will show on the screen. Likewise, if you only want the one with Boston and not New York, then okay, so only the ones with Boston will show on the screen. And then let's select all to go back to normal view. Now another thing is, if you want to take the sum, we had taken the sum, if you remember, of the total price column. You can even do so by clicking on this auto sum. You can even find the average, you can count numbers, maximum and minimum. So this is like a shortcut. So you again just select your values. And then click on sum. So it will give you the sum in bold. Now let's discuss the printing part of the spreadsheet or the sheet in Excel. So first let's change the page layout to landscape, since it is a lot of data. Now if you remember, I had hidden the category column. So if I leave it as hidden only, when I go to file and print, you'll see that it doesn't show. So likewise in the paper, they may ask you to hide certain columns, hide certain rows, and then put the data for print. So you have to hide them and only then you must put it for print. Now we had put filters. So even if you like for example, if I choose maybe Boston only and I click on OK, and then I put it for print, it will only take the data which has Boston in it. Now if we go back and I make it back to select all, Now in the same page layout tab, you will notice that there is option of showing the headings. So if you want to show the headings or you don't want to show, same for the grid lines as well, whether it can be seen or cannot be seen. Now we have so many formulas which we have used to calculate different things in the data. So the question might ask you to take a printout showing the formulae. So to do this, go to the formulas tab and you have the option of show formulae. And remember, you must adjust your data properly to make sure all the formula is visible. So if you see this part specifically, make sure it is visible. Even the category practice column must be completely visible. The sum, counter, countif, average, minimum, maximum, this also needs arrangement. And then you go to file and print. Now this is with no scaling, so it's to its actual size. You even have the option of fitting sheet on one page, so the whole thing will come on one page. Else fitting all the columns to one page, so all your columns will come in one page but the rows won't come in one page. And if you are fitting all rows in one page, all your rows will come in one page. Right, and here we can see our headings are visible because we have chosen that option over here in page layout part, the headings and the grid lines. So that's about it for presenting and editing, formatting your data before you set it for print. You may also be asked to change the background color, add currency symbol, maybe show certain number of decimal places only. So now let's recap what we have learned throughout the video. We learned how to create and edit a spreadsheet model. We learned about formulae and functions and even their differences. We learned about absolute and relative cell referencing. We learned how to sort data and add filters, then setting the page layout, making it portrait or landscape. So I do hope you found this video helpful. Again, please do remember to like this video, share it and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. The last video in the series is coming up, which is HTML. Till then, happy learning.